Some heads-up matches change the game forever.
Phil gets the gold bracelet. He beat one of the all-time greats. With a full house, Chris Moneymaker eliminates Sam Farha.
Phil Helmuth rode 2 black nines to his main event title. Chris Moneymaker executed the bluff of the century to secure his poker immortality. 2 champions who defied the longest of odds.
I said, Johnny, I'm going to play perfect poker. The only way you're going to beat me is if you get lucky.
I thought that he'd have something a little bigger than that.
I felt like I was playing the best I'd ever played, but with my limited experience, he was still a much better player than I was, and I knew that.
Tonight, the men they defeated, Sam Farha and Johnny Chan, get their long-awaited shots at redemption.
I bluffed myself out. It wasn't a bluff of the century, because he did whatever I wanted to.
We played 16 hours straight to get to the final table. I was wore out. I didn't have any patience. If I had enough patience, I'd probably beat Phil.
Helmuth, Chan, Moneymaker, Farha, the sequels. Welcome to Las Vegas and the 2011 World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. A new season of the game's greats and the game's great unknowns on the horizon. Inside the Rio, familiar faces anxiously awaiting their first event. Our first event promises to bring back some memories. Hello, everyone. Lon McCarran along with Norman Chad. The stage is set for 2 highly anticipated grudge matches, rematches of main event heads-up finals of years past. Norman here inside the Rio and our brand new poker arena. It certainly has the feel of a heavyweight title fight.
Well, Helmuth Chan feels like Ali Frazier. The poker brat certainly talks as if he's the greatest. And Moneymaker Farha is sort of Buster Douglas Mike Tyson. Sure, Sammy's no Iron Mike, but what a shocking upset the Tennessee accountant pulled off. Tonight, 2 runners-up seek revenge and redemption, and it starts with Johnny Chan looking to shut down and shut up Phil Helmuth.
I think he wants some revenge for the 1989 bracelet.
And there it is. Helmuth wins the championship.
Against me, he's tried to come out and jab a lot, jab a lot, jab a lot, pick up a lot of small pots.
The whole key to beat Phil is just put a little bad beat on him. That's as simple as that.
If I see him doing something, I'm going to adjust. If he sees me doing something, he's going to adjust.
Phil's always be Phil. When you lose a pot, he moans. He wins a pot, he get cocky.
I'll be wearing the 89 bracelet.
He wear whatever he wants. Just another day in the office to be.
We are ready to get this match underway. Johnny Chan, the challenger tonight, is the first to take the stage.
I think Johnny stole a little something from Nelson Mandela's closet.
The 10-time bracelet winner is still one of the favorites.
Let's get on!
So now taking the stage, the 89 world champion, the poker brat, Phil Helmuth Jr.
The man in black, a singular figure in poker.
Norman, I think his welcome's a little louder. He gets the cheers and the boos from the crowd. In 89, Phil was a brash young pro. Now he's a brash Hall of Famer with 11 bracelets, all in Hold'em. Chan's 10 bracelets have come in a variety of games.
I do. I have the 89 bracelet.
Really?
I've been wearing it a lot since like 2004, so.
Would you like to play for it today?
No, I don't want to play for this. I already won this.
Give you a good prize for it.
Each player starts with 890,000 chips, half of the chips that were in play in 1989.
I mean, Johnny, things have changed, man. My youngest is graduating high school.
Really?
46-year-old Phil Helmuth with 2 kids.
And your youngest is a junior in high school, a senior.
Johnny says, you talk all you want, I'm going to raise.
You're going to come out swinging, huh?
Johnny Chan with 6 kids has Queen 6 to Phil Helmuth's King Trey suited.
I'm disappointed both champions are wearing sunglasses. This ain't the French Riviera.
A raise to 30 from Chan.
Raise it.
And Phil's going to repop it to 85,000.
First hand and a 3-bet pre-flop. Very un-Helmuth-like to re-raise like this so early.
Johnny needs 55,000 to call, and that's what he does. The staring starts early.
This could be in one hand, man.
Hey, it happened before.
Yeah.
And Johnny has knocked out Phil with one hand in a heads-up match. The flop, 9 deuce 8 all clubs. Only Chan holds a club, neither paired up. Helmuth checks.
A continuation bet from Phil probably would win it there. It was a 1-2 punch without the 2.
Phil has the best hand with king high right now. 100,000 from Chan.
Semi-bluff.
Chan with the flush draw. And Phil will lay it down, and Johnny Chan will open this match with a win.
Semi-bluff works. Phil behaves.
I had it that time.
The Orient Express draws first blood in this grudge match. 3 chips in play. The yellow worth 1,000, the pink 5,000, and there's a green 25,000 chip in play here at the Rio.
Chan believes in 1989 he was at the top of his game, best in the world. Helmuth believes he played perfect poker to beat Chan.
Blinds at 5 and 10,000, 7-6 suited for Phil. He raises 10 more to 20,000. Jack 9 for Chan.
Helmuth told our Kara Scott that 22 years later he's more mature. Chan told Kara that 22 years later he's 40 pounds heavier.
Johnny Chan makes the call. All right, now the flop. 10, 8, 6 all hearts. Phil with a pair of 6s and a gut shot. Leads. Johnny with an up and down
25.
straight draw. Johnny checked. Phil bets 25,000.
Neither player with a heart.
Johnny Chan makes the call.
When Johnny coughs before he calls line, that usually means he's on a draw.
Turn card, Trey of Diamonds misses both double-digit bracelet winners.
40.
Helmuth still best, and he'll bet 40 after Chan checked.
Well, Johnny Chan now not getting the right pot odds to chase his draw.
And indeed, he will lay it down. Phil will take that pot.
That's what it feels like to win a little pot, huh? I like that feeling of winning pots. I'll have to try to do more of that.
Phil talks when he wins, and he rants when he loses.
Johnny was inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame in 2002. Phil in 2007.
Both these guys like to play a trapping style.
Johnny Chan on the Jack Link's beef jerky hole cam. 5-4 of hearts. Chan's going to raise it up to 20,000. Phil with an ace. Ace 5 off.
Race 40,000.
Phil's going to 3-bet it to 60,000.
Phil's elocution is very sharp today, Lon.
Johnny Chan says, "What are you up to?" He makes the call. All right, here's the flop. It is 9-4. Jack. Chan catches bottom pair. Helmuth missed. Yellow border around a player's name indicates it's their turn to act. Phil checks. As does Johnny.
I'm surprised Chan gave Helmuth a free card there.
Helmuth now with a wheel draw.
90.
90,000.
Well, maybe Chan gave Phil a free card so the poker brat could maneuver his tall frame into a small trap.
Johnny Chan does have the best hand right now. Helmuth bets 90,000. Chan will make that call. So Helmuth looking for help on the river right now. River card is a queen. No help to Phil. Chan's 4s would win a showdown. Phil checks.
The Jack and the Queen both in the range of what Helmuth might have, though.
Chan checks.
Ace high.
And he'll show the best hand, the lowly pair of 4s. Johnny Chan talked about the benefits of getting under Phil's skin. I think the Helmuth tip meter is fully active now.
The 2011 World Series of Poker is presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. And in part by WSOPacademy.com. Instant online training from world champions is just a click away.
Welcome back. 10-time bracelet winner Johnny Chan seeking revenge against 11-time bracelet winner Phil Helmuth. If the 89 main event goes differently, Chan would have the most bracelets in history. Phil wearing that 89 World Championship bracelet on his left wrist. Looks down at Queen 8 of spades.
Helmuth introduced to poker at the University of Wisconsin, a $20 buy-in, no-limit hold'em game.
He limps in. Johnny with ace 5 off.
Chan learned to play after hours as a teenager at his family's restaurant in Houston.
Johnny raises with his ace, and Phil calls with 26,000 more. Chan ahead with the ace high right now. The flop 7-5-7. Chan pairs his 5. Helmuth with a flush draw. Johnny bets 100 grand.
Chan comfortable with that flop.
Phil with 4 spades to a flush. Makes the call.
With 2 overcards and a flush draw, a lot of players would just move all in there. Not Phil Helmuth.
Turn card, King of Hearts. Chan still best. Johnny reaching for chips, keeping the pressure on his nemesis for so many years. 200,000.
It's getting a little tougher for Phil Helmuth to chase his flush draw here.
Oh, I don't like the way I played this hand.
You see Phil with just over 500,000 chips left to play with.
Don't like the way I played this hand. I'm gonna let you bluff off your money, but
It's not a bluff.
you probably have me beat this hand.
Yes, he does.
Phil needs about 40% of his stack to call.
Don't like the way I played.
And he folds.
How'd you beat? To show you one better.
Yeah, but I should have shipped it. I should have shipped it on the flop. You.
Johnny's daughter Jody enjoying the action.
If you're gonna play that aggressively, I have to use it against you, you know? And I didn't.
Phil doesn't like the way he played that hand, Lon.
Supposed to move in on that flop. I hope I can make a comeback, because I won't make that mistake again.
Too bad you didn't play for the bracelet.
It's not over
I would have
yet.
put up $5,000 for the bracelet additional.
Johnny Chan wanted Phil Helmuth to put his bracelet up for this match. 7-6 off. Helmuth with
This
Queen
looks
8 of
familiar.
clubs. Chan limped the button. A raise from Phil.
Helmuth once tried to write children's books, and of course at 46 he essentially is an overgrown child.
Here's the flop. 4 Jack Queen. Top pair for Phil.
40.
It's 40,000.
I think that's at least 39,000 more than Johnny Chan wants to invest in this hand at this point.
Oh, that was a pretty confident 40. You just said it. No emotion whatsoever. 40. Think you got it that time, Phil. You're not bluffing.
These guys know each other well.
Johnny Chan, the master, sees through Helmuth's soul. 7 high didn't hurt that read either.
You didn't bluff that time, I promise you.
I didn't bluff last time either.
We've got a new feature for you this season. We have former FBI agent Joe Navarro on retainer, if you will. He'll break down all the poker tells he sees at the table.
So here we have Phil Helmuth, and one of the first things we look for is where are the hands and what are they doing? And as we look at the hands, notice that he's strumming his fingers, and he strums his fingers because he wants to move things along. Why? Because he's very strong. Now, conversely, as we look at Johnny Chan, we look at his hands, and what we notice is he's massaging them, and then he presses down on them. Well, what does that tell us? What that tells us is that he's struggling with something. Most likely, he's marginal or weak. And in poker, when we look at the hands, they really can define what you have, whether you're marginal, weak, or strong.
After today, anyway.
You have the biggest tell in the business, Lon.
What's that?
When the check comes, you walk away.
Whoa! I could say that. Huh?
Coming into their 1989 heads-up match, Johnny Chan already owned 3 bracelets. He has King 8 of spades.
Chan does not play a lot of World Series events, quite a contrast to Helmuth, who just keeps counting the days till his next bracelet.
Queen 10 off for Phil Helmuth. And he made the call of 20,000 after Johnny raised it up.
I checked, John.
Phil checking even before he sees the flop. Top pair for Chan, up and down straight draw for Phil. Johnny checks
Hold on a
behind.
second. I'm kind of steamed up. I'm going to bet 32,000 in the dark.
Oh, now a dark bet from Phil.
It's tough to make a living checking or betting in the dark against Johnny Chan.
7 on the turn. Chan's Kings holding up. Phil has already bet 32,000 dark.
Come on in.
All in.
Wow, and that would put Helmuth all in.
Phil in a pickle now. And when you're in a pickle, Lon, you might be in a pickle jar, and it's very uncomfortable in there.
And he has Phil right where he wants him.
Well, I can beat 9-10. That's all I can beat.
Phil trying to save face now.
I guess I can't do anything about it.
So don't ever bet me in the dark again, okay? Long as you live.
I'll bet you in the dark.
I didn't like to bet me on the dark, ever.
Don't ever bet me dark again as long as you live. Johnny Chan.
I'll show you a good one. How about 9-8?
How about King 8, Johnny?
Yeah. There's a good chance you had 9-8.
Yeah, well, this is the nuts. I'm not going to call 32 and let you bet another 40,000 in the dark. Think about that one.
I thought about it already, John.
I know.
Nice hand. I just need to get you moving in.
A
when I
man
have
betting me in the dark, it's just like hanging on himself.
I just need.
This friendly match just got a little more serious.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
I'm kind of steamed up. I'm going to bet 32,000 in the dark.
Come on in. Don't ever bet me in the dark again, okay? As long as you live. No one bet me in the dark.
Welcome back to the World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Phil Helmuth's pictures definitely tell 1,000 words.
You probably had 9-8. I mean, there's a good
What's
chance.
wrong with that? Hey,
It's a good move, man.
I'm not going to call 40,000
I
on
know.
the end.
I just wish I had a jack. I could have
I got to
snapped.
give me a dark bet.
Phil trailing Johnny Chan 3-1 in chips right now. Looks down at 7-6 off and limps the button. Chan with 8-6 off checks his option.
I wish I would have been dark betting with the king. I could have snap called it and we'd be on to the.
Phil can't let that last hand go. Ugly flop for both. All over cards to each hand. Chan checked.
The chip lead, I think.
Phil bet. Johnny folds.
Yeah, well, if you could go back and change the cards, Phil, I guess that would change things. Jeez.
I don't like the way I played that. Actually, I like the dark bet I made. I just think you made a good move there. If you had 8-9, it was a good move.
He didn't have 8-9. He had you nailed with a king.
I just hope I can catch you in a while doing that. I might be out of chips by then, right?
I hope so.
That's a pattern of our play our whole lives. I always catch you in one big pot, right? So we've done our whole lives.
Actually, in 1988, on his way to his second main event bracelet, Chan knocked Helmuth out in 33rd place.
Johnny limps with Jack 6. King 8 for Phil.
20 more.
Raise 20,000.
Another raise from Phil.
Ticket, another one, Phil.
Johnny sees something he doesn't like and folds.
Helmuth, 11 bracelets, and 6 times he's finished runner-up. Chan, 10 bracelets, and he has 5 second-place finishes in World Series events.
You got a lot going for you, John. You got a massive chip lead, a lot of skill.
And a guy betting me in the dark.
I'll do it again. I'm going to do it again.
You promise?
I can expect promise.
A man betting me in the dark.
Don't ever bet me dark again as long as you live.
I bet you in the dark probably over 1,000 times in our life, right?
At least.
At least.
How you do?
You've done pretty good.
Really?
And Chan actually beat Helmuth in 2002, heads up for a no-limit bracelet.
Phil limped with Queen 10. Johnny dominated with Queen 8.
If you check, I'll bet this one in the dark for you. You want to check?
No.
Hold on.
No.
I'll bet 20,000 in the dark.
You can't do that. You can't bet out of position. You got to follow the rule.
All right.
It will be Johnny's turn to act after the
If he
flop.
checks, it's 20 in the dark.
Here's the flop. 9-8 King. Chan with bottom pair. Helmuth with a gut shot.
I check.
Johnny does
You
check.
bet 20?
Phil's already bet 20, I guess.
Don't ever bet me dark again as long as you live. Phil's not a very good listener.
A call for 20,000 from Chan. Turn guard now. Try to keep up with the action, and ace misses both.
I check.
Check.
Johnny checks. Phil reaching for chips.
55.
That's 55,000.
Phil Helmuth on the semi-bluff.
Johnny's wondering if that ace hit him. Would he have limped pre-flop? Johnny comes along.
Most of the world would fold to Helmuth in that spot. That's why he's Johnny Chan.
River card is a queen, hits Helmuth and Chan, but Johnny is best with queens up. Johnny reaching 100 grand. And a quick call.
Queen's up.
And that will win another pot for Johnny Chan.
2 pair.
Yep, 2 pair beats 1 pair, Phil. Don't ever bet Johnny Chan dark again as long as you live.
How you running, John? Any good?
I thought you had like 2 6s.
Good read.
I guess you hit the aces.
Helmuth steams, Chan stacks.
Mission accomplished for Johnny Chan. I think he's under Phil's skin.
Come on, what the man? I mean, this is ridiculous. I found queen for him, huh?
Phil is the leaning tower of tilt at the moment.
They found a 4 for him. They found a queen for him. He has to chip lead. All he has to do is...
Why don't you tell Johnny he doesn't even know how to spell poker?
Phil drops below 300,000 chips. The blinds at 8 and 16,000 with a 2,000 chip ante. Chan with 10 deuce.
Have a nice day.
He lays it down.
Folded a hand, really?
Phil with ace 10.
Doyle probably would play it. 10 deuce.
Wow. See, I wouldn't normally look at my hand, but I know that they want me to show to the camera. I had ace 10.
Just now?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Am
all
I
you had to
playing
do,
good or
it was
what?
the first time you folded all.
Am I playing good or
I
what?
hadn't looked at my hand yet, so I don't know why you think you played good. If I'd looked and you noticed something and folded, then you could say you played good, but... You know, I'll always love you, John, you know that.
I know it.
But I'll always hate losing.
I know it.
You got a massive chip lead and all that talent going for you.
But you're not bad yourself. You remember,
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
I know.
11 gold bracelets. I only got 10, so you're pretty good, right?
All in hold'em, baby.
How many tournaments you play?
I got one thing going for me. I never give up. Ever.
That brings us to the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wildcard hand, which Phil Helmuth holds. And Norman, we're going to make it easier on you. As Phil moves all in, you have 4 choices.
Thank goodness.
Well, why do you want to do that?
I think
Phil?
he's got C, King, Queen
Want to give you a
suited.
shot to win this thing.
Or
John.
E, something else.
I figure I'll have 430,000 at the end of this hand.
Chan with ace deuce.
Only if I play. Or
Only
you'd
if
be
you
on the
play-
rail.
wait. Only if you play and I win.
Or you've been on the rail.
Yeah, 208.
Well, I have ace deuce.
All of Phil's chips would be at risk.
Might have been. Just only 2 of us, you know. I'm not kidding.
Any ace is
Serious.
good heads up, but Chan knows he most likely is no better than a 3-2 favorite. And of course, he could be dominated or up against a pocket pair.
You would do it with king, queen anyway.
Boy, King, Queen, that's what I said. He's thinking like me. That's not good.
Yeah, not good for Johnny.
I hate seeing jack 4, you snack a 4 in the river. But you wouldn't do that now. Because he played so good.
Is Jack 4 one of our options? See, that's E, something else.
Let me think.
Johnny does not want to give Phil a cheap double up.
You know what? I'll get you a next hand.
Johnny lays it down. Phil had Johnny dominated with ace 5 to win the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wildcard hand.
Is that the best hand?
I can't tell you that now. You can ask later.
Phil still with a lot of work to do. There is Chris Moneymaker roaming the Amazon room here. Later, he'll renew his rivalry with Sammy Farha.
Chris Moneymaker conquered Las Vegas on his very first trip here.
That'll be a best-of-3 match. Back to this best-of-1 match. Johnny Chan with a commanding lead on Helmuth right now. Chan with almost 1.6 million. Phil under 200,000. Chan looks down at 10 tray off.
On Chan's first trip to Las Vegas, he went broke, even though he won $30,000 playing 10-20 hold'em over 3 days.
He limps in for 10,000. Phil with kings.
On Phil's first trip to Las Vegas, he played 30-60 stud-8 at the Dunes, sitting next to Telly Savalas, and he went home a big loser.
Min raise from Phil to 40,000. Chan mucks it. He's making all the right moves.
Phil can't get any more of Johnny's chips with pocket kings.
That's sick. I should have just checked.
Yeah, I'm surprised Phil didn't trap there.
That is sick.
You win and you complain. When
Yeah,
you lose, you really complain.
I had 2 kings. That's why I'm complaining. You're supposed to raise every hand and get me back in this match. And you would have. I should have just smooth called. Because I think you flop any pair, you're just shipping it against me, right?
Phil Helmuth's mind is a mysterious body of land.
4 deuce for Phil.
You gotta give you a little respect.
He limps in for 10,000. 10-4 for Johnny.
So sick.
Checks his option.
You wouldn't call 20 more.
Tough break for Phil with those kings on the prior hand. There's a 10 as Johnny catches top pair. Chan checked. Can he trap Phil?
That's the intention.
20.
20,000 from Phil.
All in.
And there it is.
All in.
I believe that limits Phil's options with 4 high. And why is he playing it anyway? He thinks we're playing deuce to 7?
Phil does lay it down.
How could I not slow play the kings? He's going to move all in like so loose right now. I already know.
A better player would have slow played the kings, Phil.
Chan has had impeccable reads so far in this match, and no doubt his history with Helmuth plays a role in that.
I've been watching him. I know when he have a hand and when doesn't have a hand. So I know when he tried to trap me. So, you know, everything's about instincts. Sometimes you feel the instinct, the guy's got it. You just stop bluffing.
Something tells me it's tough to bluff Johnny Chan. And remember, don't ever bet me dark again as long as you live.
Pocket sevens for Johnny. He limps in. Helmuth, short stacked with 6-4 suited, gets to see a cheap flop.
A short stacked Phil Helmuth lawn is an unhappy Phil Helmuth.
Here's the flop. Ace 10-10. Chan still in control. Phil checks. Johnny does likewise. Turn card is a 5 of spades. Helmuth with a flush draw now, and he checked again. Chan bets the minimum 20,000 with his 2 pair. Phil has to be careful.
I raise.
But he's going to raise it.
20 more.
He raises the minimum.
Yeah, that's odd. A min raise from Phil. I mean, where's Johnny going to go?
Johnny's not going anywhere. Just makes the call with the best hand.
Min raise.
River card now.
Who is this guy?
Is a 9 of clubs. Helmuth comes up empty. Phil, you came up empty. Oh, wow. He's got chips in hand. And he doesn't have many to play with. 36,000.
Boy, that is a small bet.
Ace or 10, you win.
Can't imagine Johnny folding.
You win.
And he does call.
He tried to bluff Johnny again.
And Johnny's 2 pair will take more chips from Phil Helmuth.
Well, frankly, Johnny Chan is easily outplaying Phil Helmuth to this point.
Chan has built about a 23-1 chip lead. Helmuth down to his low point, 73,000 chips, enough for 2 hands of blinds and antes. And Phil said he'll never give up, and so far true to his word.
How do you get all those good hands?
Yeah. I've been running really good against you, huh?
It's been a tough night so far for Phil
It's
Helmuth.
been going really well for me against you, huh, John?
Phil needs to pick up a big hand. He's got a deuce. That's not a big hand no matter what it is. And a 10.
Again?
Limps in.
Phil is limping in with this hand. The internet world will convulse.
Chan with Jack 6 suited.
I raise.
Yeah, he's going to put Phil all in.
Well, if Phil was willing to call an all in, he should have moved all in.
So all of Helmuth's chips at risk with 10 deuce against the Jack 6 suited of Johnny Chan.
Jack is all over, baby. Johnny boy.
I got Dolly working for me here.
Chan on the verge of taking Helmuth out of his misery.
Here's the flop. 4-7-8. That misses Phil.
Dolly's nowhere to be found on that flop.
Phil getting up perhaps to say goodbye. He needs to pair up or hit runner. Turn card, and there's the card Phil was looking for, a pair of 10s.
And now only a jack would end this match.
1 jack, come on.
The river card.
Hey. Whoa!
You know, it's paid, but it's a queen, and Helmuth will double up and stick around. Johnny Chan still leads by 1.5 million chips.
Nice hand.
We know Helmuth as the successful, egocentric poker brat, but his drive to be the best is what keeps him focused.
I want to be the greatest poker player today, tomorrow, and for the next 20 years. And I have a lot of proving to do. You know, I have a lot of proving to do. All right, I have a great start, but I have a lot to prove.
The young guns out there love making fun of Phil. The game has changed. We'll see if Phil can change with it.
And the game has gotten a little more expensive. 4,000 is the ante. The blinds at 12 and 24,000. Helmuth looks down at 5-4 of clubs.
They make fun of Phil, but he's the all-time leader in World Series cashes, final tables, and bracelets.
He does have a steep climb in front of him, and he limps again. 8 deuce off for Chan.
Where did Johnny pick up that vest? I never see him at Ross Dress for Less.
Johnny will check his option. These two will see a flop for the minimum. It is 6-8 deuce, 2 pair for Chan, a straight flush draw for Phil.
That's an action flop lawn. Every chip's going to end up in the middle on this one.
Chan checked. Phil will bet his draws. 24,000. Now Chan with the 2 pair.
Good morning.
Puts Phil all in again, and Phil can't wait to move his chips in the middle.
2 pair.
So Phil looking for help.
Phil's behind, but he's got a big draw.
A coin flip for all of his chips. You see at the top of the screen the cards Phil would need to hit on the turn to take the lead.
Got a lot of ways out here for Phil Helmuth.
Don't worry, everybody put it there going to be 33%.
Johnny Chan trying to close out Phil Helmuth and get some redemption from his 1989 loss.
What is some math? I wonder what it is.
Pretty close.
It's close,
yeah, 2
right?
killers, yeah.
at the computer.
Here's the
at home.
turn. It's a club. Helmuth with the flush. And now he's got to fade a 4-outer.
Now, the math is no longer close. Just an 8 or a deuce would take Phil Helmuth out.
If I dodge an 8 or a deuce, the match is back on, I think.
Oh, Phil getting a little cocky. The river card is a 9, and another double up for Phil Helmuth. This one, though, had a little more weight to it.
I guess the match is back on.
Phil feeling a little better with 318,000 chips, but still a long way to go to catch Chan.
Where's some math, guys? I'm sure the people at home already know what the math is.
The math? Well, the math says Johnny Chan is still in control of this match. Back to Vegas in just a moment. Over the course of the 2011 World Series of Poker at the Rio, 58 bracelets will be awarded. The Casino Employees event marks the start of the series.
Let's show up and deal!
The field was a solid 850 strong. Part-time poker dealer Sean Drake emerged from the masses to take home the prize in this kickoff event. His winnings totaled over $82,000.
The money is really not a big thing. It's close to the bracelet. I never thought I'd say that, but the bracelet's awesome.
Congratulations to Sean Drake.
If they had a former Jack in the Box Employees event, Lon, I might have a shot at a bracelet.
All right, let's get back to the brand new poker arena here in the Amazon room.
Yeah.
Chan with about a 5-1 chip edge on Phil Helmuth.
Did you have Queen 6 beat? That's the question.
Johnny Chan.
Yeah.
With ace-8 off.
Chan was promised a Lakers championship ring by Jerry Buss if he won a third straight main event title, but Helmuth got in the way.
Erased the 90,000 from Chan with the ace. King 10 of hearts for Phil.
When Phil won in '89, that was the first time his father, Phil Sr., ever watched him play poker, and Phil then bought his dad a Mercedes-Benz.
And he has never complained about Phil's poker playing since. With the suited king, Phil makes the call.
Boy, surprised he didn't move in there.
2 hearts on the flop. Phil with a flush draw. Chan's ace high is best. Phil checks.
I'm all in.
Johnny puts Phil all in again. And with another flush draw, Phil makes the call to put himself at risk.
I guess I should have just moved in. I wanted to, just in case you had King 9, I wanted you to move in where I'd really have you.
Once again, Phil with a lot of outs.
I don't have a good feeling about this one, do you?
I have a good feeling for me.
Yeah, but this time I'm the favorite.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to win. I'd rather be underdog.
You'd rather be the underdog.
Yeah.
Turn card is a king. Helmuth hits top pair to take the lead.
Chan exasperated he can't end this thing. Now only a non-hard ace would end it.
You might hit it this time, John.
I hope so. This is too much, man, for me to take.
And Johnny hit his card. The river is a deuce of hearts. Phil rubs it in, improving to a flush, and another double up.
Chan's had Phil all in 3 times, can't finish him off. The poker brat on the comeback trail.
That's right.
Johnny Chan can't believe the run of bad luck he's been having lately.
You're a special player. Extremely special player, Phil.
A happy Phil is so much nicer to see than a sad Phil.
Phil's stinginess with his chips kept him in the match, and now his run of good luck has allowed him to build his stack to almost 600,000. With ace-9, Phil just limps in.
Right.
Johnny now just with a 2-1 chip lead on Phil Helmuth.
King 10 of diamonds for Chan.
100 more.
A raise.
All in.
Phil all in for the 4th time.
All in.
I call him.
And Johnny will make the call.
Hey, I got
Helmuth
your head.
ahead this time.
You do, yeah.
They say I get lucky one time.
Boy, that was a quick call from Johnny. Chan a little impatient there. His first real misstep of the match, and it could cost him the chip lead for the first time.
A double up here puts Helmuth in the driver's seat. Here's the flop, and there's a 9 pairing Phil.
That's a great flop.
A gut shot straight draw for Chan.
Not a queen. Queen's no good for you.
That's okay.
6 of diamonds makes it fun.
Turn card. Deuce of hearts misses Chan.
So Chan's going to need a king, a 10, or a jack for a straight, or Helmuth doubles up.
The river card. 4 of diamonds puts Phil Helmuth in the chip lead for the first time in this match.
Boy, Phil was down to under 4 big blinds. Now he's got Johnny on the shorter stack.
Phil with almost 1.2 million chips. Suddenly, Johnny Chan is no longer the lead dog in this grudge match, and it feels like 1989 all over again. Welcome back to the World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. We've all heard Phil Helmuth complain about the bad beats, but he can't say anything about how this match is going. 4 all-ins. He had to win them all, and he did just that. He was a 2-1 underdog to start and then won 3 races in a row. Just how good's he running? Well, the odds of winning all 4 hands was about 5%.
And what would be his odds from coming back from just 4 big blinds to win this grudge match right now? They're pretty good.
Phil with an almost 2-1 chip lead now on Johnny Chan as this hand begins. And on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky hole card cam, Chan with 4 tray offsuit. Now it's Johnny Chan who's looking to catch up with Phil Helmuth. He limps in for 20,000. Phil with 10-9 of diamonds. Checks his option.
Helmuth sitting tall now with the chip lead for the first time.
All right, here's the flop. It is ace-4, check. Deuce middle pair for Chan with a wheel draw. Another flush draw for Helmuth, who checked. Johnny bets 50,000. And Phil will match that bet. Johnny leads with a pair of 4s.
Check.
Helmuth checks dark again. 10 on the turn. Helmuth with a better pair now.
Don't ever bet me dark again as long as you live. What part of that does Phil not understand?
Helmuth already checked. Johnny with 250.
250,000.
Helmuth now has set the trap, and Johnny has bit.
Phil with the bigger stack.
How much more you have, John?
Johnny had bet about half his stack.
250 more.
Huh?
250 more.
Wow. You might have trapped me here, buddy. All right, I'm all in.
All in?
Phil raises enough to put Chan all in.
Actually, Johnny's trapped himself. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
And 5 more.
And Johnny makes the call.
250, I think you got.
And so Johnny Chan now looking to come from behind and extend this match. If he doesn't, it's all over.
I got a 10 and a flush draw.
What a swift turnaround in this match. Helmuth was almost out of here, and now he's about to sweep Johnny Chan out of here.
Chan with minimal outs as he looks to double up.
Yeah, only a 4 tray or non-diamond 5 keeps Johnny Chan alive.
The river card is the 5. Chan rivers the wheel to take the chip lead back.
255, sir.
Mount Helmuthicus biting his lip.
Phil Helmuth held the chip lead in this grudge match for exactly 1 hand, and now it's Johnny Chan who holds a 2-1 chip lead.
Johnny figures what goes around comes around, and now Phil will have to wait a little longer before he can go home and gaze at himself in the mirror.
All right, so now Johnny Chan once again with the upper hand.
Phil had the chip lead for how long?
1 hand.
What a shame.
Phil looks down at 8-6 offsuit. On the button. Helmuth limps the button once again. Johnny Chan, queen 4. And the general lack of pre-flop aggression continues from these 2 poker legends.
These are not online veterans.
The flop, 9-8 deuce, a pair of 8s for Helmuth to take the lead. Both check. Turn card 5 of hearts. That gives Phil a gut shot. No help to Johnny. Johnny does bet it, though, 50,000.
Chan leads out with squadouche.
Phil just with a call. River card. A tray of hearts, 3rd heart on board. Phil's pair of 8s is best. Johnny checks.
Johnny Chan waves the white flag.
Phil with the best hand. Bets 70,000.
Phil with a thin value bet there.
I'm on it.
Johnny raises. Phil all in.
Well, Phil now gets punished for his value bet. Johnny trying to check raise bluff Helmuth off his pair.
A lot of landmines on that board. Phil just with the 1 pair. And he lays down the best hand. A bold move by Johnny Chan gets that pot.
Show bluff, John.
I don't bluff.
I almost moved you in on the turn.
Right now, let's check in with World Series of Poker bracelet winner Phil Galfond, who will give us an inside look at what just happened in that hand.
What I really loved about Johnny's check raise bluff on the end against Phil is that in addition to obviously setting a great tone for the match, the intimidation factor, the fear factor going forward, Johnny's really using his image that he's built up over time of playing a more straightforward, tight style. And by making plays like this, he's extremely unpredictable and tough to play against.
The Helmuth-Chan grudge match continues after the break.
2011 World Series of Poker is presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. And in part by the official WSOP game on Facebook. Play online now. For details, go to facebook.com/WSOP.
Back inside the Amazon room in this high-powered matchup between Helmuth and Chan.
I think Johnny Chan clearly has played better. Johnny able to pick off Phil's bluffs, and then he just bluffed Phil in a critical spot.
Phil is a grinder, but to have worked his way from just $73,000 to $1.2 million with a shot at closing it out and now back to a big deficit has to challenge his resolve. Phil with Queen 4 off suit. And just limps again for $20,000. 9-6 of hearts for Chan. And he'll see a flop for cheap.
Johnny now sitting on an almost 4-1 chip lead.
All right, the flop. 6, 5, 7, a pair of sixes and a gut shot for Chan. Phil is open-ended, but the 8's no good, as that would give Chan a higher straight. $50,000 from Chan, a call from Phil. Turn card. Ace of spades improves neither, but may slow them down.
Check.
Chan checks. Helmuth likewise. River card is a 9. That hits Johnny. He has 2 pair.
Check.
Chan checks. Helmuth has chips in hand. $80,000.
Helmuth representing that he's got a big hand, as if he made the straight on the river with an 8, or maybe slow played the spade flush. Let's see Johnny's instincts on this one.
Johnny with a motion like, I let him get there, but he makes the call.
Queen high.
And Johnny is best, and he'll take that pot.
Yeah, it might have worked for Phil if Chan didn't make 2 pair on the river. Who knows? You know, but I don't think it's ever a good idea to try to bluff or bet in the dark against Johnny Chan.
So I've heard.
Phil looking at chip crumbs again.
Down under $200,000 once again is Helmuth.
Less than 5 big blinds.
So Phil Helmuth worked his way from a short stack to a big stack earlier. Can he do it again? Johnny Chan with ace king of diamonds, a real hand like a shot of lime-flavored oxygen you can get on the strip here. He raises Phil all in. Jack deuce goes into the muck.
Johnny Chan's really been in command of this match most of the way. Only made 1 big error that gave Helmuth the chip lead for 1 hand.
But Phil down to $125,000 now, just 2 big blinds.
Come on, I got to fight back, man. I mean,
we've only had 1 certified Phil Helmuth rant all day. I owe that to his respect for Johnny Chan.
Phil will be first to act. King 10 off suit.
You squeezed too long, Phil. I know you had nothing, so that's matter. I'm telling you, you have a tail.
Phil just limps.
A race in the dark.
All in the dark from Johnny and a call from Phil.
You're not allowed to bet Johnny dark, but he will put you all in dark.
Chan woke up with a pocket pair of 8s. He'll be against Phil's 2 overs.
oh, 8s. I thought you had 8-7.
Pocket 8.
Pocket 8s. Come on, lucky 8.
That's a good all-in dark raise.
8's pretty lucky in China, right?
Yeah,
it's the luckiest number, right?
Phil Helmuth all in at risk. No king, no 10. Chan still leads.
There's nothing there for Phil.
Pair the board.
A jack or queen makes it interesting.
He's in a pretty good mood considering.
3 across would be interesting.
Jack of spades makes
3
it
across.
interesting.
Oh, there is a jack. Helmuth picks up some outs now with a straight draw.
Whoa.
Helmuth needs a king, queen, or 10, or it's over.
Pair the board.
And the river
Yes.
does
All
pair
right.
the board.
You tough,
And
Phil.
Johnny Chan does in 2011 what he failed to do in 1989. Defeat Phil Helmuth heads up.
Chan takes down Helmuth 22 years too late. Johnny earned it. He was the better player tonight.
What an up-and-down match for both of these pros. Johnny had a lead, gave it up, but finally finished off Phil Helmuth.
I thought it was over when I had the 9-10 of diamonds. I mean, he only had like 7 outs, right? I thought, done.
Who's he talking to?
Phil had a shot to win it, but he fell short. Let's go down to Kara Scott, who was with our winner.
Johnny Chan, you seem to control that all the way through, but you really made us sweat there at the end. How do you feel, and is revenge that sweet?
100%. You know, I had him down. I had him crippled. I didn't have to play any hands on. I would have beat him. But I had him all in 3 times, and he didn't want to give up. He gave me every breath that he had. I'm happy I won today. So maybe make it up. The last time.
Well, congratulations and thanks so much.
It's my pleasure. Thanks.
For one night, Johnny Chan and Phil Helmuth were the center of attention again.
No, I'll always love you, John. You know that.
I know it.
But I'll always hate losing.
I know it.
Helmuth was Helmuth.
Hold on a second. I'm kind of steamed up. I'm going to bet $32,000 in the dark.
Come on in. Okay, don't ever bet me in the dark again, okay? As long as you live.
And Chan was Chan.
Come on in. Come on in. You give me a hell of a run, man.
For Norman, Chad, and Kara Scott, I'm Lon McCarran. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Up next, Chris Moneymaker takes on Sammy Farha. He had the right name. Chris Moneymaker. Moneymaker. He had the right background. A young accountant from Nashville, Tennessee. And in 2003, he had what it took to win it all. With a full house, Chris Moneymaker eliminates Sam Farha. For 8 years, Farha has seen and heard the same refrain. Just a runner-up.
No, he's not unpredictable. But I was so tired, I backed up on my plan. And that cost me the whole thing.
Tonight, if only for one night, Sammy can change the narrative.
It's been 8 years. I hope he got better.
2003 was the nightmare. Will 2011 be his fairy tale? Welcome to Las Vegas and the 2011 World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. We're inside the Rio for a marquee matchup that has the poker world talking. Over the years, we have seen champions crowned and lives changed at the World Series of Poker, and there's no finer example than when the unimaginable happened. Chris Moneymaker defeating Sam Farha for the 2003 main event bracelet, a night of poker that played out like an Oscar-winning script, and tonight we get to bring you the sequel.
I remember it like it was yesterday, Lon. We were younger, you were better looking, and both of us had no clue as to what magic we were about to witness. The bluff of the century, the amateur shocking the pro, and the start of the poker boom. Tonight we get to thank Chris Moneymaker again, and we get to see Sammy Farha try to right his biggest wrong. And of course there's the subplot. Will Sammy have an unlit cigarette?
I'm coming in very confident that I can win this match.
It's going to be hard for him to beat me.
Hopefully same result, but different way to get there.
He's going to make the mistake.
I expect him to be very aggressive.
On a big draw, I'm going to go all in.
I'm going to tell him, when we get to a big spot, I know you don't want to be bluffed again. It's going to come out of my mouth.
Of course he will bluff, but it's hard for him to get away. I slept 18 hours. It's hard for him to get away with bluffs.
Well, 8 years ago, Chris Moneymaker did win it all, and that was his first and only bracelet. Sammy has 3 now. This will be a best of 3 in this first match. The chip counts are identical to where they began, heads up in 2003.
It was amateur versus pro 8 years ago. Now it's pro versus pro.
How you feel, Chris?
I feel great. You?
You look good. You look good.
You do too.
You look good. When you look good, you play bad. Be careful.
Oh, no, drinks.
Would there have been a poker boom with Farha winning in 03? Yes, but Moneymaker made the boom have a lot more bang.
Farha, originally from Lebanon, wakes up with kings.
Oh, we got these here.
Yeah, those are the good ones.
Those are the 25,000 chips, the green ones. He raises to 200,000, 8-5 off.
Play every hand now.
Moneymaker lays it down.
I don't want to get too crazy here.
You started playing good.
I'm playing good. Fold. Can't get into too much trouble when you fold.
Now, how do you feel comparing to 203?
Oh, tons different. 03.
Well, I noticed something already.
What's that?
Tell me how you feel, then I tell you what I notice.
I don't have my glasses down.
That's right. That's right.
I know.
You don't. Yeah.
I'm not intimidated this time. I was intimidated in 03.
Right. Yeah, of course. Anybody would. Oh, no, take him off.
I gotta play this hand.
No.
I gotta play this hand.
This is 2011. Take those glasses off. I like the silver ones, though. These are black.
Yeah, these are a little bit different. These are the 2011 version.
The 03 version was a gift from a friend.
Be careful. I can see your cards with them.
I don't believe you can.
Okay.
Jack tray off for Moneymaker. He raises. Makes it 85,000.
That is a bad sign for you.
Sammy 10-5 suited.
Why, that we're going to play a pot?
What do you think those glasses going to make you win the hand?
That's the hope/plan.
Sammy makes the call. The flop is all spades. Sammy Farha flops a flush and checks it. Both check. An ace of spades now gives Chris the best hand. He's hit a better flush. 110,000 is his bet.
What do you have?
Boy,
an
it
ace?
didn't take long for Sammy to run unlucky against Chris Moneymaker.
Sam made the call. 400,000 in the pot. Another queen on the river. Farha checked. Moneymaker now.
250.
Can he get more chips off Sam? He bets 250.
You know, Sammy's superstitious. He will dump the unlit cigarette if he thinks it's a loser.
I got a jack.
Jack is good. See, camera, what I have?
What was that, like a 6 of spades, maybe?
10.
10? Wow.
I fluffed it, though.
You flopped it? So I lost money.
I shouldn't have called it down.
I lost money.
So Moneymaker picks up some chips in that pot. We take a look at how this event will play out. First, they start off with stacks they had in 2003, then swap those stacks for the second match. If it's tied 1-1, they'll play a rubber match with even chip stacks.
You're hard to beat this match, Chris. They're way favored.
It helps when you have big chips.
On the Jack Link's Beef Jerky hole cam, Moneymaker with King 10 of spades.
Remember the 03 main event was Chris Moneymaker's first live tournament ever? That would be like Da Vinci painting the Mona Lisa right out of the gate.
A raise from Chris, call from Sam.
Chris with just a little more than a min raise there on the button.
Flop is 8 tray. Sammy with a pair of 8s with the trays. Moneymaker does not improve. Sam checked. Moneymaker bets 110,000. The yellow bar around a player's name indicates it's their turn to act. Sam puts out a whole bunch of those 25,000 green chips. That's 300,000.
Farha gives Moneymaker no credit for a hand, and it appears Moneymaker is going to give Farha no credit for a hand back.
Chris calls the raise with 190,000 more. They're building a big pot here. Turn card is a 6 of hearts. That keeps Sam ahead, and he checks. Chris checks behind.
Boy, it just got serious in here.
It did. Deuce of diamonds. Farha's hand is best. And he bets it. 325.
The value bet's going to get a call. Chris put him on a stone-cold bluff. Chris probably thought an ace would have checked.
Good hand.
Thanks.
Sammy takes a pot of almost $1.5 million with 2 pairs.
One step up.
There we go.
Going up. I'm not going to fold top pair like 203. Remember that. Forget those days.
If you would have seen what I just called you with.
The 2011 World Series of Poker is presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. And in part by WSOPacademy.com. Instant online training from world champions is just a click away.
Welcome back to the World Series of Poker Grudge Matches. Sammy Farha out for revenge against the man who ignited the poker boom in 2003, Chris Moneymaker.
For some reason, Chris Moneymaker always has to keep proving himself, but I don't think he has to prove anything.
Moneymaker with pocket 4s. The blinds at 25 and 50,000 with a 5,000 chip ante. Moneymaker raises to 125,000, and Sam makes the call. All right, here's our flop. 7-7-8. Sam now favored with his up and down straight draw and 2 overs to the pocket fours. Moneymaker has the best hand, but odds are it won't hold up. He bets $150,000.
400.
And a check raise from Sammy to 400. And Chris wastes no time in making the call.
Once again, Chris says to Sammy, I don't think so. You're trying to bully me.
This could be it. If I bluff him out, could be.
Turn card now is a 5. Sammy hits his card. He's got the straight.
Sammy hits gin on the turn.
Farha reaching right away for a lot of those green chips. That's 400,000.
Well, if Moneymaker didn't believe him on the flop, I don't think he's going to believe him on the turn. But Farha just got there.
Chris Moneymaker with the pocket fours decides to call.
Chris. I know. This could be it.
The river card now. And oh my, a 7. Chris got there. He rivers 7's full.
You giving up?
Farha checks.
I check.
Sammy running unlucky again.
Now just check. You got a pair, you win.
Yeah, I do.
Chris wins.
This is ridiculous.
But yes.
Add one more hand for him.
What?
Straight.
Yeah, it's the only thing, you might call me with, but.
So as Moneymaker's wife, Christy, watches her husband's good fortune, let's take a closer look at the life of a man whose entire world changed on the turn of a card.
My dad is Chris, and he played poker.
Chris Moneymaker, 35 years old, Colliersville, Tennessee. And I don't think they made me a better poker player by any stretch, but, they made me a better person. On the poker table, I'm my own worst enemy. I get impatient, I get frustrated, so I went out and got a mental coach. I've been sticking to the plan he has laid out for me. Every morning, I'll email him 5 things that I'm grateful for. Gotta do yoga, gotta do meditation. That hurts. My wife has the bank account. I have to ask for an allowance when I go out of town. Keeps me in check, and it makes sure I don't do anything crazy with all the poker thoughts in my head.
Being a poker wife means no scheduling, no planning trips in advance. But on the other hand, it's good because when he's at home, then it's like neither one of us work. We're both stay-at-home parents, do a lot with the kids.
I just made a choice to choose my family over all the scribbles that are in my head. I'm definitely a poker player, but I've just been domesticated.
During the 03 main event, Moneymaker told us, I'm not going to quit work and become a poker player. Things changed.
And we are thankful for that. Pocket jacks for Chris, and if he's a smart man,
he'll fold him.
He'll fold him. No. Chris makes it 130,000 to go.
Sammy Farha always looks like he just flew in from Miami Beach.
10-6 of spades. And a re-raise from Sam to 450,000.
Farha doesn't mind playing pots out of position. Actually, he rather enjoys it.
So Moneymaker's got a big hand with the 2 jacks heads up. And he will make that call.
Yeah, first pre-flop 3-bet we've seen, and it's terrible timing for Sammy.
All right, so here's the flop. Queen, 9, king, 2 spades, flush and straight draws for Sam.
I'm all in.
And he moves full throttle, all in.
Yeah, this would be for all of Sammy Farha's chips on a big draw.
Moneymaker with a big hand, jacks, and a straight draw also.
You show me one card?
It's not in my book.
That's fair.
It's bad for me.
Show me one card.
No, I can't. I don't want to tease you, seriously. I don't want. I got a monster, seriously.
I'll show you one card later. It's fair.
I don't think so.
No, it's bad for me.
All right. Good hand.
You see it. It's a big hand, seriously. Remember this hand.
Deuce 7's a big hand.
No. It's a big hand. It's really a big hand. Just remember it. I don't lie about my hands.
Sammy does lie about his hands now, as he did in 03. Some things do change, though. The deficit now stands at over $14 trillion, not exactly what Congress predicted. Saddam Hussein was captured in 2003, and back then, Jonathan Duhamel, the current world champ, was just 16 years old. And who are those guys?
Oh, look at you, Lon. You need to give Just for Men another call.
That shows you what working with you for 8 years can do.
Poker going up again.
Good for you.
Yeah, it tends to do that here.
I think we need to start playing a little aggressive here. Just on the button, not here.
You've said I've been playing so aggressive the whole time, though.
No, you weren't. I've been playing aggressive.
No, you keep saying I'm playing every hand so aggressive.
You did, but you always had something.
Yeah, I don't play without something.
Moneymaker doesn't have much now, 9-8 off.
This is shaping up as a year of vindication for Moneymaker. He finished 11th at the EPT main event in the Caribbean and 2nd at the National Heads Up Poker Championship.
But after his raise, we see pocket aces for Sam Farha.
Sammy always has dressed up at a poker table because he says then he looks like he's a tourist or a rich businessman, and nobody thinks he knows what he's doing.
Farha with a re-raise.
400.
With the 2 aces, 400,000 more.
Chris says he's worked on how to deal with people 3-betting him, which he hates. This is a 3-bet he should hate.
And he'll hate it even more now. Moneymaker re-raises to over $1 million.
Ouch. Chris steps into a 4-bet gopher hole.
What kind of raise is that, Chris?
Small.
450 more?
Yep.
All right, guys, I'm all in.
Sam says, let's play for it all.
We don't play sugar here, you know that.
Chris folds.
We don't play sugar. Play all the way only.
Good answer.
Thanks. We do not play sugar here.
No, I was playing sugar.
Talk about bad timing. Moneymaker brought a dull knife to a gunfight, and Sammy had bullets to boot.
400. Guys, I'm all in. We don't play sugar here, you know that. We don't play sugar.
Moneymaker is 8 years wiser. Sammy Farha, 8 years cooler. This is the World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky.
It's hard to go all in with a hand. You got to have a hand, though.
Yeah, you should bowl in 9 times. I bet it worked. At least 8 of them.
On the Jack Link's Beef Jerky whole cam Moneymaker with Jack 6 off.
Chris was a rounders baby. After he saw that film in 1998, he got hooked on Hold'em. Of course, since 03, everyone else is a Moneymaker baby.
A raise to 190,000 from Moneymaker.
110, right?
Sam with queen high. He makes the call.
Check dark, Chris. Let's see what
Sammy
you're
checks
do.
in the dark.
That might confuse you a little bit.
It didn't last time.
What did you do? You checked or you bet last time?
I see bet last time. And you
Here's the
folded.
flop, 5, 10, 9, a pair of 5s and a flush draw for Farha.
Just because it's spade.
He had already checked. Chris now bets 250,000.
This is amazing. Just give him the money. Give him the money.
Sammy's smiling because he just heard Ilsa is going to leave Victor Laszlo.
Spades. That's funny. Spades 3 times here. And the World Series 03 was spades also. You had spades draw.
You had spades too, though.
Yeah,
I
but
thought you had the
higher.
I'll be honest. I thought you had the ace of spades.
All right, let's give you some action.
All right.
You're an action player.
Sam makes the call.
Action gets action.
I don't doubt that.
Turned card is a jack. That pairs Moneymaker. He's got the lead now.
Well, Chris's plan worked. Bet air on the flop and get lucky on the turn.
After Sammy checked, Chris bets 400,000.
Sammy still has 20 outs to grab back this hand.
All right, let's see what he has.
And Sam makes that call.
He could be bluffing.
Come on, Sammy.
I'm trying. I'm trying too hard. You want to chop?
River card is a 7.
Check.
That misses Farha. The jacks are best for Moneymaker. 700,000 now after Farha had checked again.
It's a big hand I missed. Two that made it. 700. I think you had.
Sammy reaching for chips.
Are you going to make a crazy call on me?
I know you're bluffing, buddy. You know why?
Why?
Should I tell you on TV?
Yes, please.
You might learn something.
I do need to learn something.
You might learn something. You know that? Seriously. I mean, it's 100% bluff.
Tell me why.
I can't tell you. You might learn something, buddy.
There's the call.
I got a jack.
Jack, take it. Then you're not bluffing.
Chris is a new player.
You're bluffing on the flop.
Then I got there on the turn.
See, I played it bad.
You had the 10?
Well, I figured, no, there's an 8 that plays, and why would you bet?
Because I know you have a 10.
You can sense Sammy still doesn't have a whole lot of respect for Chris's game.
Thank you.
Way to go, Chris.
Thank you. I didn't think
played
you...
it bad. I almost went all in on the flop.
When Moneymaker made the bluff of the century in 03 against Sammy, he thought about showing it, but decided it would be tacky.
Just want to see it. I put you on a bluff 90%. Didn't put you on a jack for sure. That's your only out, really.
I sort of figured that much. Once you called the flop, I figured that's my out.
I almost moved in on the flop. I should have played the try. Trying to play too good.
Me too.
Farha looks down at ace-4 offsuit.
Playing too good gets you in trouble.
Limps in for 40,000.
Jack-6 was a strong hand.
Pocket kings for Moneymaker. Yeah, he'll raise it 200,000 more.
Farha's never read a poker book, but he's ridden one. Farha on Omaha. This is Hold'em, though.
Not as much fun, that's for sure.
Sammy calls for 200,000 more to see the flop. 6, Queen, 8, Rainbow. Moneymaker's kings are still best.
250.
$250,000 from Chris.
Farha with 3 Omaha bracelets. And I think he would like 2 more cards in his hand right now.
That might help.
The same mistake I did earlier.
A call, so Sammy will see the turn. Over $1 million in the pot. Turn card deuce of clubs. Pocket king still good for Chris Moneymaker. He checks. And now Sammy sees an opening that he does not necessarily want to step through.
Yeah, I don't know what Sammy's read is on Chris, but he might want to take off the shades to get a better read.
He takes a stab, 350,000.
This is a pretty safe board for pocket kings.
Chris Moneymaker.
Sammy might be steaming a little right now.
Moneymaker with a check raise to 800,000.
Because you beat my pair, but it's
Yep, that's an easy fold for Sammy Farha. Moneymaker takes the pot.
Yeah, Sammy splashed around and spewed off 600,000 chips post-flop before making the right fold.
Farha a little frustrated. It looks like Chris still has his number. Here to tell us what Chris might be picking up from Farha's body language is former FBI agent Joe Navarro.
Here we have Sammy Farha, and as we look at Sammy, one of the things that stands out is the compressed lips. Compressed lips are usually a good indicator that the person is struggling with something, he's marginal or weak. The other thing that we're looking for is he's doing a shuttle of the cards, and for some players, not all, card shuttling is a good indicator that they are going to either fold or maybe take some future action. In any case, it says, look at me, pay attention because I'm about to do something.
Joe, if you're ever in California, please don't take the exit ramp to my home game. Whew.
All right. Chris Moneymaker, first to act here, looks down at ace-8.
Moneymaker now with more than a 5-1 chip lead.
And a raise.
All in.
Bang, bang, just like that. Farha all in, but he's ahead, dominating Moneymaker's ace-8 with the ace-10.
I'm sorry?
There's an all-in and a call.
All right, let's see it. I feel an 8 coming. You want to bet on it?
You feel an ace coming?
8.
8? I feel a 10-9 coming.
All right, the flop. Both are wrong so far.
I won't be greedy. I'll just take a queen. I'll take like a 5.
Oh, there's an 8 for Moneymaker.
Sammy can't catch a break, but he's pretty good at calling for cards.
Did you feel the 10 too?
No. I didn't feel it. The 8 is good enough.
I'm supposed to win this match, though.
You're supposed to win every match the way your luck is.
I know.
River cards, another queen. That won't save Sam Farha. Moneymaker takes match number 1.
All right, brother.
Gotta tell you one thing, great play. You played well, you won well.
Yeah, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Back with match 2 in a moment. Welcome back to the World Series of Poker Grudge Matches. After winning match 1, Chris Moneymaker has both momentum and confidence.
You know, I won the one I'm supposed to win. You know, get a big chip lead, you're supposed to win. So I think it went real well. I made some big hands, big calls just to find out what he had and get an idea where this match is going to go when we're a little bit shorter. So I like the way it's going. I think he has to make the changes going into match 2. We'll see. But I'm confident.
He holds over Farha. He should be confident.
Here in match 2, the starting stacks have been swapped. Farha was given $5.4 million. Moneymaker starts with a shorter stack, $2.9 million. Ace-9 for Sam.
As we mentioned earlier, Sammy very superstitious. He's got clothes he's never worn again if he loses in them.
With ace-9, Farha made it 100,000. Dominated. Moneymaker calls. The flop, 9-5-10, a pair of 9s for Farha, increasing his advantage. Moneymaker checked. Farha bets it, 150,000. Chris Moneymaker makes the call.
Another good call.
Turn card. Deuce of diamonds. Farha adds a nut flush draw, and his cards are now bulletproof. And Moneymaker checked again. 325 from Sam.
I like that.
And Moneymaker lays it down.
Chris decides his ace and his flush draw are not good.
Sammy's a gambler, happy to put a lot of chips in the middle and take his opponents out of their comfort zone.
Big pots pre-flop that's my style. Because I like to win. I'm greedy. I like to win a lot of money in the pot. And you get your opponent committed to the hand or get him confused. And some opponents, they hate to play big flops. They muck their hands.
Sammy's not afraid to make big bets with weak hands, and he's an Omaha guy. He loves to see flops.
Yeah, Sam says he does not play by the book. I play the person. He looks down at 2 7s. Sam with a quick raise to 175. Chris with King 10.
Chris won $2.5 million for his 03 title, only $32,000 in World Series cashes since.
Moneymaker with 2 overcards to Sam's pocket pair.
Re-raise.
And that's a re-raise to 450.
Speaking of big pre-flop pots, Moneymaker definitely committed to take an aggressive line against Sammy tonight.
Wow, and Sammy out-aggresses Moneymaker all in. And Moneymaker lays it down.
Yeah, Chris says, I'll be aggressive, but I'm not going to be reckless.
Just what Sammy was talking about, willing to risk almost half his chips with a pocket pair. Chris couldn't call and lost about $500,000. Well, this new stage, the poker arena here at the Rio, certainly, Norman, a far cry from where they played their original heads-up match at Buyin's in downtown Las Vegas. Jack 4 of spades, Moneymaker limps. Farha raises big with ace-queen, and Chris folds.
Sammy, by the way, is so superstitious. If he takes a certain street to a poker game and loses, he never takes that street again. Heck, I'd run out of streets. They'd have to airlift me to games.
Chris Moneymaker down almost 3-1 in chips in his second of a best-of-3 grudge match with Farha. Moneymaker now gets a look at his cards. Oh, big hand, ace-jack of diamonds.
At the time of the 03 main event, Chris had $8,000 in credit card debt, had to borrow money from his father and a friend to come to Las Vegas.
A big raise to $400,000 with the suited ace.
You know, if Sammy's so well-dressed in expensive clothes, how come he's got elbow patches on his jacket? Huh?
This could be it, Chris.
Yeah, could be.
You're a huge favorite.
Sam made the call for $300,000. Now the flop. King 6-6. Sam now favored with a flush draw.
400,000 is the bet.
All in.
All in.
And all in from Sam Farha to push Moneymaker to a big decision.
Chris's continuation bet got a wake-up call from the all-in.
I call.
He makes the call.
Flush draw.
And this coin flip will be for all of Chris's chips.
Ace-jack you call? That is a hell of a call.
Thank you.
Moneymaker put him on a flush draw and decided his ace-high was best. Gutsy call.
I felt a 9.
I think a 4 is going to hit.
You see the top of the screen, all the outs Farha has going to the turn.
And he needs one of those outs to even this match.
That's a good call. What do you think?
Like that?
Turn card now. A jack for Chris.
Ooh, that helps me. That's me.
Sammy says, yeah, that's you lucky stiff ex-accountant.
The river card misses Farha, and Moneymaker doubles up. Chris now with the chip lead.
Farha clearly frustrated.
Sam reliving his 2003 nightmare. Chris Moneymaker now with a chip lead. Can he make it a clean sweep?
4.
All in.
I call. Ooh, that helps me.
Welcome back to the 42nd World Series of Poker. With the massive amount of action in the Amazon and Pavilion rooms, there's always a final table going on. The start of the series saw 3 first-time bracelet winners. The talented Francisco Barbaro in the 1500 Omaha 8 or better. Whiz Kid Eugene Kachaloff in the $1,500 stud event. And in the 5K No Limit Hold'em tourney, former Amazing Race contestant Maria Ho finished second to the supremely confident Alan Berry.
Chris Moneymaker now with the upper hand to sweep this grudge match against Sammy Farha in 2 games.
$5 million.
Both of these guys worked their way through a very tough final table in 03. There were 4 bracelet winners playing, and even the dealer had won a bracelet that year, Norman. Farha limps in with King Jack. Moneymaker with 10 deuce suited. Checks his option. All right, here's the flop. It is deuce 10 ace. 2 pair for Chris. A Broadway draw for Sam. They both check. Turn card is a queen, and Sam makes Broadway.
Boy, a bad turn for Moneymaker. His 2 pair now crushed.
And Moneymaker betting into Sam $200,000. Sam just with a call.
Why didn't he raise? Sammy's got the nuts, and he'd want to make the flush draw pay.
River is an 8 of hearts, a 3rd heart.
$650.
Sam with the best of it, though. Chris with about a pot-sized bet, $650,000 and a call.
Straight. Good hand.
Farha got him that time.
Ugly turn.
No, it's beautiful. The river is nice, though. The river is nice.
Oh, the river was good, actually, yeah.
No, it's good for you.
That's what I'm saying. It was good.
Of course, saved you.
Yeah, saved me.
The Doyle Brunson hand works for Doyle, but Chris apparently has a ways to go before he's Texas Dolly.
So here in match number 2, the stack's just about where we began this match. Chris Moneymaker looks down at 2 black 8s.
As a college sophomore, Chris bet sports online. He was up $60,000 in 6 months. Then one night he bet 60 grand on 4 games, lost them all. There's a lesson there.
Make it reasonable now.
Moneymaker has a lot of chips in hand.
You might lose me with that raise.
He makes it 2 times the big blind and change, $335.
As a teenager, Sammy loved Pac-Man. He once bet a guy $5,000 on a game of Pac-Man. He won, which was a good thing because Sammy didn't have the 5 grand to pay.
All right.
That's how Lee Trevino learned to play such good golf.
Playing this hand so bad.
Farha calls.
I am or you are?
I am. Check dark.
Sammy checks dark. Here's the flop. 6, 7, 6, 2 pair for each. Moneymaker is best with 8s and 6s.
Yeah, and Chris knows if Sammy doesn't have a 6, his pocket 8s are in great shape here.
Sammy had check dark. Moneymaker bets $375.
I'm all in.
A call.
All in and a call. Moneymaker putting all his chips at risk, and he's got the best of it right now.
Sammy loved that flop all the way till the moment Chris said call. Moneymaker now a 4-1 favorite to double up here.
But if Sam Farha can get lucky, he can take match number 2 right here. Turn card 4 of diamonds does not help Sammy.
Moneymaker looking to dodge 5 outs. Farha needs an ace or a 7 to even up this best of 3.
The river card is the ace.
Justice happened finally, right?
And with aces up, Farha takes all of Moneymaker's chips to even the score in this best of 3 grudge match.
That wasn't justice.
They'll have even stacks in the 3rd and final match coming up.
Moneymaker doesn't get to either draw.
Come on.
Chris Moneymaker going all in with nothing.
Make a crazy call on you.
I shut my eyes. I go off to a beach somewhere. I'm not breathing for like 2 whole minutes. I'm just not giving away anything. He's never going to get 1 word out of me. After a while, he finally folded, and I let out a big exit.
And considering this situation, I know we're early in the century, but that's the bluff of the century.
That was the scene at Binion's 8 years ago. Here is the scene at the Rio tonight, busy and bustling. That may not have been possible without that bluff and main event victory from such an unlikely champion. And you called it the bluff of the century. Have you seen a better one since?
Actually, I haven't, Lon. And with 89 years to go in the century, it might hold up.
Oh, you got to go.
All right, Sam Farha on the Jack Link's beef jerky hole, Camp. He's got a 5 and a 4. He limps in. Both players with even chip stacks here in the final match, almost $4.2 million. Moneymaker checks his ace-10.
I fold.
All right, here's the flop. 5 King Jack. Farha pairs his 5. Moneymaker with a Broadway draw.
Speaking of that bluff, Sammy still contends it wasn't that good. Sammy's got a lot of swagger and doesn't think a whole lot of Chris's game.
Chris checked. Farha bet $75,000. Moneymaker comes along. Turn card, and Chris catches a queen for the nuts. They both check. River card's another queen.
Well, Moneymaker hoped Sammy would take the bait on the turn, but he didn't.
Honestly, I'm pulling for you to win it.
$150,000 from Moneymaker.
I'm pulling for you to win it. Look at that.
Farha lays down his hand.
Whoever wins the first hand loses the whole match. Watch this. I threw the best hand away.
Just so you didn't have to win the first one, huh?
So Moneymaker draws first blood here at match 3, but as we've seen so far, that doesn't mean much. Kara Scott caught up with both players before this final match began.
I did indeed talk to both men before on the break, and they both say that they're very, very happy with the way that they've been playing out there. Chris pointed out that considering the stack sizes in the first 2 games, it's no question that they're going to be going to a decider. And Sammy, he's feeling pretty peppy. He says he had 18 hours of sleep last night. It's more than he normally has in a month. And he was jokingly suggesting that they play for a lot more money on this last game. No word on whether or not Chris has said yes.
Sammy would want to play for more money. He would be dead certain he'd take it from Chris.
Time now for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand, and it is Chris Moneymaker that has it. And with a wrinkle this year, Norman, we're giving you a multiple choice A, B, C, or D.
Well, Chris has mixed up his pre-flop raises, but I think he's got a hand this time. I'll take B, King 10 off.
He does raise to 85. Sammy called. They'll see a flop. It is 6-10 Trey. Top 2 pair for Sam Farha. He checked.
Top pair, top kicker would look good to Chris Moneymaker if he's got it.
Moneymaker bets 110,000. Sam with a check raise to 300,000.
Actually, Chris could call here with A, B, C, or D.
Chris does call with one of those hands. Turn card, ace of diamonds. Farha checks again. Chris looks like he's going to bet again. Yeah, 400,000.
All in.
And Sam moves all in.
Wow. Well, we can rule out D. He doesn't have 5-4.
Really, Sammy? Ace 6?
Could be. Could be ace 10. Could be 3 threes. Maybe 3 sixes. Maybe 3 tens. But I don't have 3 aces.
I could make a crazy call on you.
Where have I heard that before?
I'm okay either way. I'm used to all that, so... That's my line, by the way, 203. Remember with the Queen 9? I told him, I'm going to make crazy call on you, maybe.
I know, that's why I said it.
Good memory, I like that.
Well, I think we can rule out pocket 3s for Chris, unless he has them, and then this would be the slow roll of the century.
You have any outs?
I don't know, that's the problem. I don't know if I do or not.
You could have, I'm sure you have some outs. I mean, you're thinking about it.
What do you think I have?
I think Chris has King 10.
I can't tell you, then you might call me and crush me. I think you're gonna muck no matter what.
I think you have ace 6.
Not a bad guess.
I'm laying down a really big hand. Good hand.
Can't be big if you're laying it down. It cannot be big, Chris.
Well, Norman, you were right. He had King 10 on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand.
Good hand.
Thanks. I had you, I had you. I mean, it's the flop 10-6.
10-6.
I'm happy with it as is. What do I owe, 25?
Moneymaker had a pretty smooth ride throughout the 03 main event. On the other hand, it was a bumpier ride for Farha, who was pretty low in chips in the first half of the event.
Chris said he would just focus on making the final table because you get a real cool jacket when you do so. Farha folds his rags and Moneymaker gets a walk.
A rare walk in these parts.
That's what I have.
Had you dominated.
5-6.
Friendly banter from now 2 poker pros who come from widely disparate backgrounds. Sam from Lebanon moved to the United States. Chris Moneymaker, the Tennessee accountant who has become a household name.
That's what I had.
Farha with a chip lead now of over $2 million. Moneymaker with 8-6 off. Limps in.
Farha was so tired at the 03 main event final table, he drank at least a dozen Red Bulls and a dozen cups of coffee.
He'll see a flop of ace 8-4 middle pair for Chris. Sam with a wheel draw. Sam checked. Moneymaker bets 50,000.
Lon, if you've got elbow patches on your jacket, isn't that usually used clothing?
They are coming back into fashion, I'm told.
Please.
Farha with the raise. Moneymaker makes the call. The turn card gives Sam the wheel.
Well, Farha was splashing around without much, but now he's got the straight.
300,000 is the bet from Farha. Chris can make a better straight. He needs a 7, and he makes the call.
You are a true fighter.
I like my opponent to be a fighter, too, when he's almost drawn dead.
Chris gets no help on the river. Sam with the best of it. 600,000 from Farha.
Sammy likes to say, you might win 9 pots against me, but I'll take all your money on the 10th pot. He's trying to take a big chunk of Chris's chips right here.
You probably missed your flush.
No.
8. Could have 8, 6 of spades.
Does Sammy have a whole cam over there?
Chris Moneymaker kicks it in.
Get in.
Moneymaker minimizes the damage, but Farha firmly in control now.
Chris left to wonder how to handle an opponent who can read his hand like it was face-up.
2011 World Series of Poker is presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. And in part by the official WSOP game on Facebook. Play online now. For details, go to facebook.com/WSOP.
Welcome back. This best-of-3 grudge match between Chris Moneymaker and Sam Farha. Tied at 1 apiece. Farha with a lead of over 2 million chips here in the third. Jack deuce for Moneymaker.
Chris and Sammy have one thing in common. They both love playing blackjack. Sammy plays blackjack big.
Sammy with Jack 10. He makes the call for 80,000.
Sammy says he plays blackjack to take the stress away from poker.
Right?
I don't see how that's a good idea.
Okay, Chris, last time I checked dark.
I don't believe that.
I know you're going to bet, that's why. Just have to come on top or call, whatever it is.
Sammy checked dark 10. Deuce Jack. Sam with top 2 pair. Chris with top and bottom pair. Moneymaker makes it 150.
400.
Sam with a raise to 400,000.
What a cooler flop for Chris Moneymaker. This is a disaster in progress.
Heads up, 2 pair for each player.
Farha's in the catbird seat here, and this could be the last flop Chris Moneymaker sees in this grudge match.
Moneymaker with chips. He'll make a raise of his own to 750.
Now, there's the 3-bet, and Farha, in his mind, wondering if he can take all of Chris's chips right here and now.
Norman, perhaps in Moneymaker's mind, he's wondering, can I double up right here?
Oh, sure.
All in.
All in.
Call.
All in and a snap call.
Let's see this one, buddy.
Moneymaker at risk right now, way behind.
We got it. Deuce, 2 outs.
Sammy's thinking, this is justice. You know I'm out of your league, kid. Moneymaker deflated.
Good hand, Sammy.
It's not over. You never know, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be hard to get away from that.
2 pair, of course. Could have 1 pair. Ace Jack, Jack King. I'll do the same thing.
Oh, it's a pretty sick board to have that. But...
All of Chris's chips in the middle. Turn card is an 8. No help to Moneymaker. Farha can end this grudge match right now. Christy Moneymaker looking about as confident as her husband.
Chris Moneymaker has to have a deuce or Sam Farha wins the grudge match.
Insurance.
River card now is the deuce. Moneymaker hits the 2-outer for a full house.
You did say insurance.
Wow.
There's been a lot of pretty sick rivers.
Woo. And Moneymaker now rips the chip lead from a dejected Sam Farha.
What a match.
You know, if they played Liar's Poker, Sammy, of course, would be a huge favorite, but I've got to still take Chris Moneymaker.
Wow. Sam wondering, how can I beat this guy? Really?
I said
it's pretty sick.
Did I?
Every match has been pretty sick.
Oh, it was crazy. It was unbelievable. 2 outer. Said it's over.
Chris has Sammy mumbling to himself. I don't blame Sammy. Every 8 years, Chris Moneymaker holds over Sam Farha. It's like the cicada or something.
Well, Farha really had his heart set on beating Chris in this grudge match, and now with that bad beat, I wonder if his heart for this match has been weakened some. King deuce of clubs for Sam. He calls. Moneymaker with ace 9 makes a raise to 355.
This could be it, I guess.
Sam will come along.
Give me a pair.
Farha exudes cool, but he's hot inside.
All right, the flop. 10-8 tray. Ace high for Chris is still best. He checks. Farha checks as well. And ace on the turn. Pairs Moneymaker. He's got a hammerlock on this hand. Both check to the river. It's a 9. Aces up for the 0-3 champ.
And aces up has got to feel like the stone cold nuts here.
He bets 375. Sam Farha folds instantly and immediately gets ready for the next hand.
Well, Chris Moneymaker, Lon, a much better player than he was in 0-3. And tonight, he's been as lucky as he was during that magical main event run.
That is a tough combination to beat. Sam Farha is learning firsthand. Sam down to about 1.5 million chips and most likely seeking just a decent reason to put all those chips to work. Chris Moneymaker, first to act. King Jack. And he's going to keep the pressure on. A raise to 200,000.
All in.
King 10 for Sammy, all in.
Farha down to about 15 big blinds.
How much is it?
1.270.
I call.
Moneymaker will put Farha at risk, and Sam dominated.
Ouch.
How the match goes, it's going to be a 10.
Sammy doesn't think so. It's looking grim for Sam Farha.
Chris in great shape to close out this best-of-3 match. The flop 7, tray 7, a pair on the flop gives Sam some hope for a chop.
If it's like the first match, it'll be on the turn.
Sam has no talk left in him. Turn card now, 6 of hearts, no help to Farha.
Chris Moneymaker closing in here. A 3 or a 6, they chop the pot. With a 10, Farha would take it all. Otherwise, Chris Moneymaker will have vanquished Sam Farha again.
The river card is a deuce. Moneymaker has done it. He beats Farha 2 matches to 1.
Very well played,
good?
Sammy.
No, you played good. You got it.
Enjoy it, man. Thank you.
In that last hand, Chris Moneymaker got the matchup he wanted.
Hold it.
I call.
And the board he wanted.
Good job, Chris.
Very well played.
Let's go down to Kara Scott.
So once again, it is congratulations to Chris Moneymaker. Let's talk to Sam first. You said to me before the game started that as long as you played well, you were pretty happy whether you won or lost. Are you still feeling that way?
Of course. I didn't make a lot of mistakes. I mean, I never made a mistake, really.
And it was going so well for you as well in the last game, obviously until the deuce on the river. How do you come back from that emotionally?
You know, when you play good, it doesn't bother your emotions. But when you play unlucky, you can't help it.
Congratulations, still the champ, as we have said. Does this feel almost like vindication, coming back in and doing it again 8 years later?
You know, we're both different players now. I've improved a lot. Sammy's improved a lot. You know, he played really, really well. I mean, I have to catch a 2 out or I'm done. We're standing here talking to Sammy. So it's a very weird match. You know, getting in with the worst hand and seemed to be the strategy in this match. So, you know, heads up, it can go either way, and the breaks went my way today.
Well, it must have brought back a lot of memories. Tell me this. How many times did you watch the tape of yourself winning over and over and over again? You must have watched it a few times.
I watched it once when it came out, and then I watched it once for the commentary.
Okay, well, congratulations again.
I watched it once in the back room back here, too.
I knew it was more than once or twice. Congratulations again. It was a great matchup. Thank you both.
Tonight, Chris Moneymaker and Sammy Farha re-engaged.
I could make a crazy call on you.
That's my line, by the way, 203.
And history repeated itself.
You're supposed to win every match the way your luck is.
Chris Moneymaker victorious once again.
This is ridiculous.
What a match.
Gotta tell you one thing, great play.
For Norman, Chad, and Kara Scott, I'm Lon McCarran. We'll see you next time from the World Series of Poker. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.